is that saying that absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I think about that sometimes, and I do believe it is quite a true saying. No, I'm not lamenting over a past marriage. No, I'm happy in that decision. But it's going to sound weird, but like with wind, for example, there's probably two things I could sort of say in that sort of sense, is where we only know the wind is there in relation to ourselves, and that we feel it upon our skin, like we can hear it vibrating against our eardrum, and it is just something that we experience and even label and define as wind. And it's also like the other thing where it's like if you, like, say for example, I have a camera, so I kind of know what's behind me, but in an instance, if you're sitting at home or wherever you are, you never know truly what's happening behind you, sort of thing. Like the whole world could be like dismantling, reorganizing, sort of thing, but you'll never know. But as soon as you turn to look, you bring conscious awareness to it. So it's kind of having that awareness as a physical form, as a conscious form of something existing. But if you remove yourself from that sort of thing, then you don't know the wind is there, because you're not there to experience it, or you don't know what's happening behind you if you never look, sort of thing, if you never turn conscious awareness, attention upon that. And there's a certain absence where without actually being there, you can't actually experience it, sort of thing. And it can be like that with people. It's like the absence of someone makes the heart grow fonder. And it can be a sad thing, but it can also be a positive thing, because sometimes without their presence, or if their presence is always around, and you're kind of used to that sort of thing, when that is absent, you become aware, or consciously aware, of what that person meant to you, or what that people meant to you, or that situation, whatever it is. It just doesn't have to be a pet, for example. So without the presence, there is an absence. And sometimes, well, even with wind, sort of thing, where it's like, oh man, it's a stinking hot day, I just need a breeze, sort of thing. And when a breeze of fresh air comes in, it's like, oh my god, it's like life-saving, sort of thing. It's like someone switched on the outside air condition. And if we don't see something, if we don't know that it's there because we're unaware, then there's a certain, well, it's an absence in itself, but it's just, you never knew what it was until you turned to look at it, sort of thing. It's like when you turn to look at a person, when you turn to look at whatever it is, you become aware of what isn't before you, where that was completely absent beforehand. And that presence of a person, of a pet, or whatever it is, can be an object, sort of thing, a car, whatever it is, you become more consciously aware of that. And when that is gone, and it doesn't have to be gone as like a person's died or something like that, although that does happen, but it can be just a person may have gone on holiday, or a person that you are fond of is no longer there. And that fondness, absence makes the heart grow. Absence makes, I forgot to say, absence makes the heart grow stronger. Oh, yeah, absence makes the heart grow stronger. And I think that the positive in that is that, and I don't mean sign as in it's a sign from the universe or anything like that. It's an internal sign of, if it's a person, of what this person actually meant to me. And that can be both good and bad. Like, if a person's really bad to you, sort of thing, it's like that absence does make the heart grow fonder or stronger, because that your heart is no longer under attack. It can heal, it can grow, it can get stronger, and it can find new love or new whatever it wants. It can also be positive in the sense of, like, if you have a person that shows you interest, that in their absence it kind of becomes an addiction, because that's all you can think about, sort of thing. It's like of what they meant or could mean to you. And I think there's a danger in that, what it could mean, because we like to put a person in a perfectionist role, a perfect role, sort of thing, when they're just another person as well. They might have certain tendencies or patterns that are a bit more pleasing as a comparison to someone else, but it doesn't actually mean that they are like the be all and end all as far as perfection, and neither are we. And it's like, and I think there is the perfection in imperfection, because the imperfection is what makes our personalities. It's what makes us, our good and bad sort of sides. What someone would see, it's kind of like that saying, one man's treasure is that man's treasure, because what someone would see as a negative quality in someone, or myself sort of thing, someone actually might see that as a positive. So it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's like with art, sort of thing. It's like someone might look at a painting and go, that's not for me, but someone else might go, well, here's somebody that's really for me, sort of thing. It's like it's really relates to their past experiences of what they interpret is good, and that can be for a human, an object, whatever it is. But we don't know that without knowing the opposite of that. And the opposite of that can be from love to hurt to love, from funniness to seriousness, to whatever an emotion is, the opposite. You don't know that until you have that awareness of the opposite. So it's kind of like that absence is, kind of like that moment of stillness, where it's like that pause where you can, or rather the body can know what it's missing, or know what is absent, what is void, and it longs for that. It has a fondness for that. So it's kind of like the absence is the positive. I mean, without making it too big and spiritual, sort of thing, it's like from nothingness came something, sort of thing. Like if you put it into a big bang, or if you put it into the wind, there was nothing happening before that wind came, sort of thing. There was a nothingness. There was me talking, there was a nothingness. But if it was always windy, or if there was always something happening, sort of thing, you need that absence, you need that pause, you need that moment of stillness to know kind of, or to create new feelings of longing for a person or for someone. And it's kind of a sweet thing in a way, because it's like, I have feelings for whoever this is, and I long to be with that. So I think what I'm trying to say is, it's your body's, because we can confuse with our mind, sort of thing. Like the mind is very rational, and it's trying to interpret, wants to bring conscious awareness to something that can be just something simple. Once again, as I've said in the other chats, it's like if you were to like experience laughter, you're lost in the moment. If you had to rationalize, I'm laughing, ha ha ha, I have to do all these things, like you get lost in a moment. So that interpreting, you kind of need to get away from that, and it's your body's way of saying, I have fondness, I have in this absence, this is a clear indicator of either I'm either really tense all the time when this person's around and it's like I can't relax sort of thing, and when they go away it's like I can be me for once. Or if there's another person that is in your life and it's like I just want to be here. It's more the body, and it's like, and the mind is probably like going into it like anxiety of like, it's like once again, that's why I say it's like an addiction. It's like a craving. It's like I need this in my life to soothe, to settle, to be with, to experience that presence. And I guess that is a good and a bad thing, because it's like we don't want a form of dependence to be happy, but in a relationship it is that kind of, I know this word is a negative, like codependent, as in like not codependent as being codependent, but like a relationship where one depends upon the other in a healthy sense of the thing. Like I'll be there for you and you'd be there for me in sickness and health, that sort of thing. It's like where you're relating to another person. So it's kind of you don't want to get into where the other person is filling a void that you need to fill, sort of thing. You want to be reciprocal to the other person, not depleting of the other person. But if you're longing, it's like that waiting at the airport feeling for the person to walk through the gate, sort of thing. It's like, oh, there they are, sort of thing. It's like that happiness, that joy, that elation. Yeah, I think that's what I'm meaning more than like a codependency sort of relationship. But yeah, absence makes the heart grow fonder or stronger. And I say stronger because it's like that the heart is sort of saying yes. And there's even neurons in the heart, sort of thing. So the heart will store memory of fondness, and even your stomach, sort of thing. It's like it's wanting, it's craving. So if you have that feeling, if you're experiencing that, either in a positive and a negative. And the negative, all I mean by the negative is like it's stopping you from being who you truly are, as in like impeding your life, your potential in life. If you're experiencing that negativity, then the absence of the heart makes the heart grow fonder might actually be, hey, whenever I'm with this person, I don't feel good in myself. If anything, I might start to even lose the feeling of my own heartbeat, sort of thing. It's like, because I'm so tensed up all the time. Or the opposite, where you see a person and you feel lighter, you light up internally. I'm not speaking all spiritual woo-woo sort of thing. You just feel harmonious around the person rather than disharmonious. So as much as I want to say, because it sucks, but enjoy the absence, because it's your body's indicator of there is something of good change or bad change. And don't live in fear or live in the regret, or get into the regret stage where fear impeded getting in the way of having a presence, because you don't want to be in regret. That's the beat up stage of I should have. One life to live, and maybe you should. So I'm down from Eflowtion Support Services, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.